Hebrews 11:3. Through faith, we understand that the worlds were framed by the Most Higher, so that the things which are seen were not made by things which do appear. Faith. Yeah. Gotta grow in our faith. It's impossible to please Him without our faith. Angry all the time, but we ain't got no faith. Scared of everything, but we ain't got no.
I'm up.
Talk reckless cause we ain't got no faith. Act the way we act, but we ain't got no faith. Entire world a mess, cause we ain't got no. Feel like we gotta move. Feel like we gotta do what the Father said He about to do. Cause we ain't got no. Frightened and afraid, terrified of getting slayed. Gotta rely on AKs. Cause we ain't got no. Hearts filled up with hate, like there'll never be a day all our trespasses paid. Cause we ain't got no. We worry and fret, panic when we see threat, and run right into Satan's net. Cause we ain't got no. Oh, the rent, oh, the bills, where will we get the next meal? Ready to lie, cheat, and steal. Cause we ain't got no. Running around all depleted, all depressed and defeated, getting sidetracked and cheated. Why? Cause we ain't got no. Speaking that, saying this. How we be cussing out the same mouth we be praying with? How? Cause we ain't got no. We can't just read it, gotta perform it and believe it. And only then will we begin to see it. Till then we'll never have no. Gotta grow in our faith. It's impossible to please Him without our faith. Angry all the time, but we ain't got no faith. Scared of everything, but we ain't got no. Talk reckless cause we ain't got no faith. Act the way we act, but we ain't got no faith. Entire world a mess cause we ain't got no. To believe that He is wisest choice to choose, still bringing things to pass, regardless who refuse. Honor to sacrifice myself and be the one to use, so that after I take my final breath, wake up to good news. I didn't sign up to shine, no, not on this earth. I know before honor come, humiliation first. So step all over me, try my patience, make me earn this. Cause I ain't following your shire if I don't learn this. Believe on Him so I ain't gotta take my own vengeance. Believe Him when He say all who deserve it is gonna get it. I'ma cup my hands out in front of me, preach to the world, till He sends sulfur and brimstone to eat to the world. Seek the kingdom first, food, shelter, raiment is free. And everything this life bring, I know exactly where to lean. Feel me? Only the faithless worried about anything. So when I catch you out of whack, I know you lack that mustard seed. You gotta grow in our faith. It's impossible to please Him without our faith. Angry all the time, but we ain't got no faith. Scared of everything, but we ain't got no faith. Talk reckless cause we ain't got no faith. Act the way we act, but we ain't got no faith. Entire world a mess, cause we ain't got no faith. It's impossible to please Him without our faith. Angry all the time, but we ain't got no faith. Scared of everything, but we ain't got no faith. Talk reckless cause we ain't got no faith. Act the way we act, but we ain't got no faith. Entire world a mess, cause we ain't got no faith. Ask yourself this: do we really have faith in the Most High? No, that's a good question. Do we really? You know what I'm saying? Because too many of us act like we don't. Act like we serving a God that's absent. Like we serving a God that can't see and hear the things that we do. That's a lack of faith right there. You know what I'm saying? Like we serving a God that we ourselves don't even fully believe exists. The lack of faith run rampant among us. And I mean, that make the Most High, furious. He be really like ready to kill us for that. Here we are looking for a blessing from him, when in real life, he be like ready to smite us. And we gon' prove it before we get up out of here. Just hang tight, we gon' get it. But this world, this war shit, this life of truth could be so much more beautiful right now, today, if we just had a little bit more faith. Faith in the Most High. Belief in the Most High. That's what faith is. Faith is your level of belief in the Most High. A little bit of faith in the Most High has the power to totally turn away all anger, all fear, jealousy, sorrow, sickness, and disease right now, today. All of it. You name it, and faith to kill it and get rid of it. He basically gave us a cheat sheet, family. He gave us a path to walk, or at least us who really seek and desire to be in him. He gave us a path. And all we got to do is believe in him and that path, and walk on that path that he set for us to walk on, huh? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us ain't walking on it. We say we are. Then right there to the naked eye, our train of thought and actions contradict that. We ain't walking on that path. Most of it. We ain't really got that faith in the Most High we claim we got, because doing what he tell us to do is how we stay on that path. You know what I'm saying? How we stay on that path of faith and walk it. Doing the things that he's telling us not to do is what knocks us off that path and places us in all kind of other alternate routes that he don't want us traveling down, huh? And these alternate routes expose us to setbacks and all kind of other kind of risk and danger. So we gotta believe in him in that path, and believe that he's gonna do the things that he say he's gonna do if we walk that path. Only then will he do with us the great things we read about in these scriptures. And I want to go into a little bit of that. Just for the sake of the remnant, we're going to bring it out the book. Because we know for a fact that if we disobey him, then he punishes us, right? With tribulation and indignation and with woes and worries, right? And we got a lot to complain about. But what would happen if we did obey what he's telling us to do, huh? And with that, let's just start getting into it. Read the Bible. Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou shalt not hearken on to the voice of the Most High thy power. So if you will not listen to the voice of the Most High your power, to observe and do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day. If you will not observe and do his commandments, but choose to operate outside of what he commands us to do, then what? That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Then all these curses will come upon us and overtake us. So this is the 28th chapter of Deuteronomy, which discloses all the ways he curses and punishes us when we don't listen to him, right? Okay, now with that understood, I want to jump down to some specific curses. We're going to jump down to verse 65 right fast. Deuteronomy 28 and 65. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease. So among these nations shall we find no ease. So we scattered among these nations, among the Gentiles. And while we are scattered, we will find no ease. What is ease? Ease is H7280. That's H7280, which means to have rest or repose, to settle, or to have quietness, So that's one of the ways he punishes us when we don't listen, right? He will take away our rest, our ability to settle, and our quietness, right? Our ability to be able to relax. That's why it seems like we can't settle and have quietness, and something is always springing up suddenly to disturb our peace, right? You chilling and then kabang, somebody attack you, right? You get into an argument or some chaos pop off or something. This right here that we reading is the reason why that happens to us. You chilling, right? And then all of a sudden, kabang, some bill pop up or some financial cost or something that you can't pay for, putting you in a state of panic, right? That's your peace being disturbed. You chilling and then kabang, you get some type of phone call or something, and something is going on, something's wrong with somebody you love, one of your children or something, right? Some type of stress is hitting you, you can't rest. Something is making you mad or sad or angry. That's your peace being disturbed. That's you having no ease. Something is taking you up out of your comfort zone. Or maybe something spring up out of nowhere and you sad now, broke down and sad, right? The whole world is suffering like that. Our bloodline mainly, whether they know it or not. Awakened Hebrews included. That's us having no ease. But don't trip though, we're gonna bring it alive. Let us read on. Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. So the first part was spiritual, sending you into your emotions or whatnot. That's spiritual. But now it done spilled over into the physical. The sole of your foot, that's physical. So spiritually and physically now you will have no rest. So the sole of your foot, that means you walking, you running, you working. You know what I'm saying? You know, life is keeping you on your feet. You can't relax, but what is happening instead of you being at ease? But the Lord shall send against thee a trembling heart. A trembling heart. A trembling heart, that's the opposite of peace and and ease, your heart is speeding, Ain't that what your heart be doing when somebody talking crazy to you? And you all humiliated and offended, and you getting your words together so you can try to lay into it and let them know that you really with the bull and show them that they got the right one with you? You getting ready to let them have it and put the major check down, right? You got your neck snapped back, your eyes all bugged, you offended. So ain't your heart fluttering like crazy in your chest right then? That's the trembling heart. What about when you scared and frightened and done found yourself in the middle of some type of risk or danger? Don't your heart be going crazy in your chest at that moment? Ba-boom, 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 Heart feeling like it's about to jump out your throat, right? Yeah, that's the Most High shall give you a trembling heart. And what else? And failing a vibe. Kabang, and failing a vibe. That's your sight failing. That's the way you see things going, malfunctioning. You know how you see things working is failing you. Your perspective is failing. It will be crushed. That's the failing the vibe. That's you seeing the problem arise and thinking you got a solution. Like, oh no, it's all good. I just do this, that, and the other, and then it'll be alright. Then this, that, and the other don't work for you, It fails you. That's him giving you a failing of eyes. The sight you think you see gon' backfire on you right before your face and fail. Why? Because of disobedience. Ain't that why we reading this? If you do not hearken on to the word of the Most High, your power, that's why we reading this. These is curses. These is what he say he gon' do if we disobey him. Know what I'm saying? That's why we reading this. This is a result of not obeying our God, our power. This is a result of us trying to see things outside of the way the Most High commanded us to walk, right? Your vision is gonna crash. Nothing you visualize is gonna work out for you outside of the Most High's will, is what that means. That's him giving you a failing of eye. Any sight you try to see outside of the Most High is gonna fail you in your disobedience, is what that is trying to tell us. And what's the last? And sorrow of mind. And a sorrow of mind. So let's run through it in order. So number 1, you were commanded, right? 2, you didn't hearken, you disobeyed. Number 3, your peace was taken away. 4, you tried to see your own way out of it and it failed you, right? And now lastly, because of all that, all you have left is a sorrow of mind. You see that? This is why we be having them bad days and our patience is always all short all the time and all that. These is curses. You still suffering these curses. That's the sorrow of your mind. So off top, even though after we are awake and we be in these scriptures but still feeling these type feelings right here, then flat out we are not milking the contents of these scriptures for what they are worth and using them to turn back these curses, right? Period. Because these same scriptures that curse us also tell us how to get up out of them curses, how to beat them. Straight up, family, a lot of it is behavioral. This is not a time to be reading these scriptures and then not doing what they say. That's disobedience. And if disobeying the Father brings all of this punishment and curses on us that we reading about right here, then automatically that means that obeying him will take this punishment and curses up off of us, shouldn't it? Okay then. So with that said, what's the solution to these mishaps? Let's go to it. 2 Corinthians 5 and 7. For we walk by faith, not by sight. We walk by faith, not by sight. That's the solution. We gotta walk by faith and not by sight, right? That means we can't operate by the things our eyes see in this realm, the things of this earth, That means if we truly have faith in the Most High, the things that frighten the world should not be frightening us. They frighten because they ain't got no God to believe in. But if we believe he exists and we listen to him as he orders our steps, that's when we walking in the faith of the Most High. The things that make the secular world mad should not be making us mad. If we believe in the Most High and we believe that he is, right? If we believe he is in control of all these things, because our faith is in him and we trust him and believe that he knows what he's doing. We believe the account that he gave in the words that he spoke, That means we supposed to see the spiritual connection in all physical things. That's when you're walking in faith right there. We tapped into him and in tune with him. We seeing that spiritual. We ain't walking by sight. The things that we see the world want, we are not supposed to want those things if we walking in the faith of the Most High and can see with our spiritual eyes. We know that our reward is not here. And we know those people want those things because they have no God. They trying to replace the Most High with that stuff. So what are we doing desiring the same garbage and making moves to roll over on the truth, to chase and aspire after the same thing if we have faith, Nah, that's too tangible. The Most High is invisible and the spiritual realm is invisible. Physical things ain't supposed to be trumping that. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. It ain't physical or spiritual. So precept, get it again. Let's look at it in another way. Colossians 3 and 2. Set your affections on things things above. Set your affections on things above. See that? So our affection should be set on things above. We should not be tripping off the things of the earth. Our affection should be set on the things of the heavenly realm, huh? That's when you really walking in faith. If you got faith in the Most High, we should still be calm when the rest of the world is flipping out and panicking, you know? But everywhere you look, most of us are just fighting and barely keep it together and trying to hang on and prop ourselves up with a fake smile, wrestling with the flesh, fighting a flesh fight. And it's because we too caught up in the world and the problems of it. We gotta come up out of that. We supposed to be the ones walking in faith. When the secular world is flipping out, we supposed to still be strong and chilling, holding them up, being their strength. Like, hey, calm down, you know what I'm saying? Ministering to them in their time of need, not flipping out alongside them as if we don't know the Most High. We know the Most High, they don't. So how we know the Most High and we still flipping out off the things of the earth? You see that? That's a breach in faith. That's when you know you not walking in faith. Why? Because when your affection is set on the things above, which affections is feelings, you know what I'm saying? Emotion. That's your affection, the things that affect you. That should be set on things above. You ain't worried about the things of the earth that try to stand in our way, right? You got everything that you were made of set on the rewards of that kingdom that's coming. So that means regardless of what's going on around you, you know what you got to do to receive what the Most High has promised to us, right? So no matter what's going on around you, you keeping that your number one focus. That's when you know you got some faith about yourself. That's how you beat all of this stuff that was just named above. What was it? Anger, fear, jealousy, sorrow, right? They suffering those things because they trying to get around what the Most High's will is. But you are in tune with that God, with that power, and believe on His word and are operating accordingly to the obedience of that word. You ain't supposed to be feeling them feelings, am I? So set your affection on things above and not on things of the earth, and not on things of the earth. That means you don't react to the things of the earth the same way that the earthly would react to them, because the things above is where you have placed all your affection. All your affection. It's the things above that you believe in and got knowledge of, because you know that the things above is what's really governing this earth, not the other way around. So you ain't looking at the things of the earth saying, I gotta deal with these things of the earth to accomplish things I need in the earth, right? Nah, not you. You know that the things above governing this earth, and therefore you looking above to the Elohim, to the Most High, knowing that long as you are right with the things above, that you will have everything you need in this earth. That's when you know you got some faith about yourself, huh? You ain't looking at your bill saying, oh, I ain't got enough in my wallet to cover this. Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do, huh? Nah, you ain't looking at your wallet at all. You looking at your faith, saying somehow my faith in the Father ain't enough for me to be able to cover this. Never mind your wallet. And you know that right there, that's the perfect opportunity for you to get your faith up and strengthen up and turn up your level of faith and obedience and your belief in the Father, right? The things of heaven, not the things of earth. You see how that keeps tying back into itself? It keeps saying, never mind what's on the ground. Look upward. Look into the heavens. Hold your hands out to the heavens. Cry to the heavens. Let's tie it in again. Matthew 6:31-33. Take no thought saying. Take no thought saying. So don't think and say to yourself, what? What shall we eat? Don't look to yourself and your abilities and say, what can we eat? What about food? Supplies is getting low in the kitchen. Man, I gotta do something to buy food, huh? Nah, that's setting your affection on things of the earth. And what else should we not be worried about? Or what shall we drink? Don't look to yourself and say, man, ain't nothing to drink in sight. I'm about to die of thirst. And say to yourself, man, I myself gotta do something about this. No, that would be setting your affection on things of the earth. So that means if you wake up and it ain't a drop of water nowhere, then you still better not flinch in your faith. You better know even then that the Most High got this. The Most High ain't gonna let you die of thirst, man. Your faith better know at that point that He gonna send you a drink from somewhere. And see, this part right here ain't even no reality right now, but it will be soon. The days is coming in the future when we really finna be hitting famines and droughts and stuff like this. That's prophecy. It's gonna happen. So your faith in the Father gonna have to be strong enough to endure that, huh? And that's when the Father really finna be drawing a line in the sand, separating His believers from all the non-believers. Like, okay, let's see who gonna come to me for this drink, huh? We gonna have to survive on faith alone. The faithless ain't gonna be able to make it through that. They gonna fall over and have no strength or reason to go on. That's when the Father really finna be separating the sheep from the goats. You know what I'm saying? So don't worry about what shall we drink or what else. Or wherewithal shall we be clothed. Don't look at your clothes and say we need new clothes or better clothes. Worried about what's in style. All this expensive stuff we can't even afford, right? We ain't supposed to be growing a desire in our heart for that stuff. That's how you end up selling your soul. Thinking about all these earthly things we could have, right? Or even on a more serious note where it's like, oh no, winter coming, blah, blah, we gonna freeze to death, blah, 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 right? Therefore, we gotta look to ourselves and do something about getting some clothes. clothes and staying warm, right? Nah, your affection is set on things of the earth at that point, huh? You walking by sight at that point. So don't worry about food, drink, or clothing. Why not? Let's turn it up a notch. Watch this, verse 32. 32, for rather all these things do the Gentiles seek. Cause that's what the Gentiles seek after. That's why. Because they the ones that's all about what they eating, drinking, and wearing, right? You see that? Man, that's a thing of the earth. We as Hebrew Israelites ain't supposed to be worried about that. Looking at the things of the earth, thinking that's what's gonna make us feel relevant. Nah, the Most High is supposed to be making us feel relevant. His love is supposed to be enough. His promise is supposed to be enough. You know what I'm saying? We ain't supposed to be thinking we gotta rely on that garbage to survive. But where's our survival at though? For your heavenly Father knoweth that ye have need of all these things. Kapow, there it is there. The Father knows that we have need of all these things. Hebrew, we gotta be looking to the Father for these things. Having our affection set on things above again, you see that? We don't deal with the things of the earth. We look to the heavenly realm. He don't want us panicking trying to chase that stuff when we need it. He want us to come to him. Why? Because this, look, 33, but seek ye first the kingdom. But seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High. First, not second, not third, not none of that. First the kingdom of the Most High. He worried about us being fit for that kingdom, huh? Set your affection on things above. Look to me is what the Most High is saying, right, huh? And when we look to him, what's going to be his concern? And his righteousness. Kabang. And his righteousness. There it is there. You see that? That's what his concern is for us. He like, never mind that stuff. I can snap my fingers and give you that. But what about your righteousness though? How you doing up in that area? Kabang. See that? Why he want us to look to him? Because in order for us to look to him, he gonna require us to be seeking his righteousness and his kingdom. Our Father in heaven is like, you better get your butt off your shoulders and not miss out on this kingdom that I'm finna roll out. That's what's missing from the equation, his righteousness. It don't matter where you at in your walk or where you at in your level of righteousness, but whenever you see stuff start lacking and getting down to your last, that mean the blessings have stopped. He like, nah, I ain't sending nothing else to you till you show me something, huh? He wants you to turn your righteousness up. He wants you to hit levels. That's when your grace and your current condition of your walk has run out. And that's when you know personally to yourself that, okay, it's time for me to hit new levels in my walk right now, huh? And it's all kind of ways that you can do that. We know where we know exactly where we be slacking at. But we be thinking about it every day. Like, man, I need to stop doing this. Yeah, well, those things, stop doing them. Start knocking them down. Pick one of them. If your mouth dirty, clean it up. If you lust and work on that. Take things away from yourself. Got jealousy and hate in your heart for your brothers and sisters, it's time to clean that up. It's time to execute some of your shortcomings. It's all kind of ways to do it. Maybe we could study more and apply what you study into your walk. You know what I'm saying? All kind of stuff you gonna think to do when you feel yourself hitting these glass ceilings like this. Pick up some good, clean charity work, something. But that's when it's time for us to graduate and evolve further at that point. That's what the Father wants us to do because we getting comfortable. And he wants something else from us. He like, nah, you can't stop there. You know, those are just a few examples of things we can do to compel him to turn our blessings back on for us, huh? And what he's doing by this is making sure we growing in our righteousness and moving according to how he's trying to have us progress, right? That's how we know we growing in our worship and getting closer to the Father, because we maturing and coming less and less attached to the garbage that appeals to the earth. And if we stay on schedule with this, we will eventually reach blamelessness by the time we got to stand before that throne and give an account for our life, right? That's free spiritual game right there, family. Try this to see if it's a lie. Prove it to yourself and watch how much fun your connection with the Father will become. This is when you know you in tune with the higher and your faith is getting bucked. And if we should do this, then what will he do? And all these things shall be added on to you. All that stuff will be added on to us, period. He will turn our blessings back on, right? Long as you in tune with this, you won't ever have to worry about the things of the earth. Eat, drink, clothing, and nothing else we need to survive. The Most High got us. Long as we stand on schedule with this, that's when you know you got some faith about yourself, man. We don't stress off that stuff no more when our affection is set to the heavenly realm, because it's connected. Prayers go up, blessings come down, period. Because you obedient, you doing what you supposed to be doing at that moment, am I? You know what I'm saying? So your faith card is good. And if in this condition you believe on him to take care of you and your fam and keep your fam straight, then he will, because you are showing him your faith and it's pleasing him. Whatever you ask for in righteousness with a little bit of this type of faith, he will do it for you. If we do the things that these scriptures is telling us to do, then it is impossible for him to lie, right? Hebrews 6:18. So it is impossible for him to speak untruths. is what that means. He will hold up his end of the bargain. You know what I'm saying? That feel-good stuff that we read about in the scripture. He will bring us up out of the irritations of Deuteronomy 28. We ain't got to wait for the kingdom for that. He will do that right here, right now, today on earth. We come up out of not being able to find no ease. We be chilling regardless of whether we on the sole of our feet or not. You don't even feel that no more. We come up out of the trembling heart. We come up out of the fell in the eye. We come up out of that. We come up out of the sorrow of mind, right? You see that? It is impossible for him to lie. Therefore, we will start to see with our own eyes him perform all of the things that we read about in these scriptures, and so much the more. You can't even wrap your mind around it. Watch what he make your life walk and worship into. That's when you got some faith, huh? But what will happen if you try to accomplish this any other kind of way? Precept, let's keep tying it in. James 2:26. Whereas the body without the spirit is dead, so as the body without the spirit is dead. So the body, which is the thing of the earth, is dead without the spirit, which the spirit is of the things above, right? Tying it in again. What does it say next? So faith without works is dead also. Bang. So your faith without your work is dead also. Your faith without your work will be dead. That's what will happen if you try to accomplish this any other way. It just basically said if your faith in things above don't line up with how you moving on earth, then automatically your connection to things above is in vain. Is dead. They ain't connected to each other, period. Your faith dead. And what is your faith? Your faith is your level of belief in the things above, right? So without that faith transmitting back and forth between earth and the heavenly realm, you won't be able to find no ease. Foot still won't find no rest. Still won't be suffering from a trembling heart, fail in the eyes and sorrow of mind. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews chapter 11 from the top, right? Faith is the evidence. So if you really studying these scriptures and applying it to your life, then both the heaven and the earth would be a witness to that, wouldn't it? Okay then, that is your faith. So with that said, brace yourself because it's about to get real. Ephesians 4:29. Ephesians 4:29. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth. If your affection is set on things above, then how this garbage of the earth got you cussing it? See what I'm saying? That's corrupt communication coming out of your mouth. So all of y'all that done read that before and think it's still cute to be doing that, sorry, your faith is dead. Your mouth is the number one thing that reveals what your heart and your mind is really feeling and thinking and full of. Clean hearts and minds don't speak filthy words. But what should it be speaking if some faith is in it? But that which is good to the use of edifying. You should be speaking that which is good to the use of edifying. You see that? All that dirty language is not good for the use of edifying because your listener may not even cut. So they're like, how can this brother or sister edify me on how to clean my life up and they can't even clean their mouth up? You see that? It's corrupted communication. Don't mean you ain't communicating. Yeah, you talking, but it's corrupted. It's not serving the purpose that you intend for it to serve. Why? That it may minister grace unto the hearer. Because it's not ministering grace unto the hearers. That's why. That grace right there is strong number G5485. And it means favor, thanks, pleasure, joy, delight, goodwill, loving kindness. You ain't ministering none of that to them right there. Y'all gotta pull this strong number right here on y'all own and really check it out, because it's too much for me to finish here. It's a lot. Listen to what it say. It's also knowledge and affection, so you ain't ministering none of that to them. It says of the merciful kindness by which the Most High exerts His Holy Spirit to influence souls and turn them to Christ, it says. So you ain't doing that when you talking like that, right? Still reading the definition of grace out the Bible Strong's Concordance, number G5485, and it says, kindles them to exercise Christ's virtue. So you ain't ministering none of that to them. You probably scaring them off. Like, nah, I don't want nothing to do with whatever God that this dude is serving right here talking to me like this. See what I'm saying? You basically robbing them of grace at this point. I hear it all the time. You got them running. I be having to stop people like, hold on, wait. Me and my brews are not like that. Let me talk to you for a minute. You know, and they be like, oh, you cool. You know, you're not like them other cats. You know, but you basically robbing them of their grace at this point. Thinking you trying to help them. Nah, you hurting. And even if it's okay with them and they listen to you, then they ain't gonna think they gotta change that. they will proceed forward the same way like you. That's why Luke chapter 6 verse 43 through 45 tell us that you can tell a tree by the fruit that it bears. So you are reproducing your own flaws. You the tree and they the fruit that's gonna fall from it. And the fruit don't fall far from the tree, so they still gonna get stuffed in the fire hole right along beside you if they finish their race using the same corrupt communication that you use. I pray the Father give them the discernment, strength, and willpower to rise above the mentality and behavior that y'all think is cool. And when you try to defend it, guess what you sound like? You sound like somebody whose affection is not set on things above but are set on things of the earth, whose connection to the heavenly realm is weak. Your faith is busted. Let's get another example like this. Exodus 20:16. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. So why are we still doing this if we got some faith about ourselves? I'm just hitting a few things that we openly contradict ourselves when we say we keeping the law. No, you don't. Why are we still doing this if we got faith in the Father and believe and follow his word? We see this all day, every day. Publicly, we see Bruce doing it. Somebody speaking all out the side of their neck with half facts and hearsay. Personal dislike for a person mixed with a little bit of hurt feelings. See that? We ain't being truthful when we doing that. We speaking out of emotion, lying, bearing a false witness on our brother or sister when we do that. You busting up the law. So if you into this, stop saying you keep law. That's faith that's lacking. How you keeping the laws of a God that you don't believe in? See what I'm saying? That's what your belief in the Father depend on. The evidence of your connection between the earth and the heavenly realm. Everybody know this scripture. Even people that don't even read the Bible know this scripture. Yet everybody repeating what they heard somebody else say that they don't even know it's solid or not. You better be speaking 100% facts from the accounts of 2 or more witnesses when you shaming and defaming out there. Flat out, or you in danger. Let alone proving some type of faith that you think you got. Precept, get it again. Let's get one about the hypocrisy book. James 3:9 through 10. Wherewith bless we the Most High, even the Father. With our mouth we bless the Father, and therewith curse we men. And with the same mouth we curse men. How was that? Which are made after the similitude of the Most High. Which are made after the similitude, similar to the Most High. Made in the image of the Most High. You see that? So if we have faith, why do we do this? What you think? You the only one that the Most High dwell in or something? We can't curse our brother without cursing the Most High that dwells also in our brother. But at the same time and with the same mouth, we claim to bless the Father. Man. How can we be that hypocritical and not see it? I'll tell you how. Because we ain't got no faith. That's how. You can't see the Father in your brother because that's how weak your affection on things above is. That's why. You have bailed on faith at that point. You have failed in the faith. The Father looking down at you with disgust. This is serious. You cursing him when you curse your brother. You see why so many scriptures that speak badly about one who claims to love the Most High and hate his brother. You know how that go. One end with he is a liar. The other one end with he is in darkness until now. You know how the precepts go. And you didn't read that before, but it didn't change nothing. But you got faith though. How would you feel if somebody told you, yeah, bless you, but I feel like busting your son in the head though? Would you like the sound of that? The Father don't take no delight in that. He ain't taking no delight in you at that moment. That's an oxymoron. It cancels itself out. Stop it. Verse 10. 10 out of the same mouth proceeded blessing and cursing. How you gonna speak both blessings and curses out of the same mouth? How you gonna hit your knees and pray a humble blessing to the Most High and then get up off your knees and go cussing at his people? Some of y'all cussing right there while you discussing the Most High. How you gonna even mention the Most High in the same sentence with some of this language that y'all be using? You can't tell me that you believe that there is a mighty God upstairs who holds your destiny in his hand, who can possibly hear you and get offended by your speech. You don't even let your boss at work hear you talk like that. But for some reason you think the Most High wanna hear it. Please, you ain't got no my faith. Brethren, these things also not to be. My brother, these things ought to not be so. It's this little stuff like this that we think is small that show how much our affection is set on the things above. You mean to tell me you got your affection connected up there, but you haven't yet asked yourself how the Most High might feel about you talking like that? Why you talking about him? Precept, get another faith preacher. Let's knock down a couple more of these. 2 Timothy 1:7. For the Most High has not given us a spirit of fear. The Most High has not given us a spirit of fear. So why would we be scared of stuff then? What would we be scared of if the Father didn't give us that spirit? If the Father didn't give us that spirit, then where did it come from? Ponder on that a minute. But what spirit did he give us though? What spirit does come from him? But of power. But of power. The spirit of power comes from him. That other stuff ain't his spirit. That's why Revelation 21 says the fearful will have their part in the lake. Why? Because what's the very next words to come directly after that? See? It's the unbelief. Wait, let's just go and just go to that one right quick. Revelation 21:8. But the fearful, kabang, the fearful and the what? And unbelieving. And the unbelieving. See, that's a breach of faith. That's the power of the Father that you ain't believing in when you afraid of anything other than him. I know y'all hear some of these statements I'll be making sometimes to say, come on, Brian, that's a little excessive with it, my brother. No, it's not excessive. Everything I speak out my face is book. I'm not exaggerating none of it, and they are not my words. It be book, chapter, and verse, so you won't hear me saying it. In the lake of, let's just finish reading it. It's gonna give it to us. Let's read on, just to see how it ends. And the abominable, and murderer, and whoremonger, and sorcerer, and idolater, and all liars. There go that bearing false witness again, that talebearer. But shall what? Shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone. Kabang, when and where? Which is the second death. This is the second death. That's when and that's where. So this ain't even talking flesh no more. That's the first death. The second death is the spiritual death. So no, I'm not extra out with this. I'm just repeating what I seen, whether my book is open or closed. But the Father get offended when we don't fear him over something that's beneath him. Don't you get fired up when your child acting all scary, even though you right there ready to protect them? Like, I'm right here, what you scared of? You know, you be wanting them to have some courage. So how you think the Most High feel? How you think the Father feel? Like you scared of that? So nah, he ain't give us a spirit of fear, but of power. Power is strength. That mean he didn't make us weak. Power is God. Power is Allahayim, right? That mean he built us with and gave us a chunk of the power that comes from himself. So what is we scared of? He ain't scared. So why should we be? Because our affection being set on the things above is busted. Our faith is busted. Our substance of things hoped for is busted. Our evidence of things not seen is busted. If we scared, that mean the thought of him ain't enough for us to have courage against the garbage that we be fearing, which is actually beneath him. You see that? It's him we don't trust in when we be scared of that stuff. And that's a breach of faith. I know it's gonna be hard, but we gotta kick it. We gotta kick that spirit. I'm not talking overnight. You should just wake up like bang, okay, now I'm here. No, I'm just putting it on your mind right now. You know, this is the stuff we gotta spend the rest of our life working on and perfecting and getting better at and growing at. This is why we be getting bored and falling about the truth and all of that. But we ain't applying ourselves and we ain't locking into that faith. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't give us the spirit of fear, but of power. And what else? We back at 2 Timothy. And of love. Nah, hey. And of love. Nah, but that's soft and corny and fake and all that though, ain't? And of love. Kabang, the spirit of love. So why is we hating each other then? And at each other's throats every day, trying to hurt each other and all that, closing the book on each other and getting personal. Nah, keep the book open. The edification is in this book. Bring it out the book. You know what I'm saying? Holding secret dislike in our hearts for each other. Why can't we see the Father in each other, which created us all and put the spirit of himself inside of us? You see this? I'll tell you why we can't. Because our affection set on things above is busted. Our connection to things above is busted. Our faith is busted. That's why. We ain't got no faith. That's why. What other spirit did he give us? And of a sound mind. And he gave us the spirit of a sound mind. So why we running around like our mind weak? Flying all off the handle at the slightest sign of friction if we got some faith about ourselves. And our affection is supposed to be set on things above. Why we doing that? What we always all bitter folk. Got the creator of the heaven and the earth in our corner, who gave us the spirit of a sound mind. He gave it to us. It's in there somewhere. It's under there. We just gotta strip all of this garbage off the top of it, so it could shine. So we can be at peace and at ease. So we could have bulletproof faith in the Father, where nothing can't pierce it. Yashala, can you dig what I'm trying to say to you? But when we lack faith in the Father, we magnify curses, ignore blessings, nothing is enough, and everything is a problem. So we react according to that manner. So you see how much deeper that is from what we see on the surface? You know what I'm saying? We got to come up out of that. We rotten to the core. He really be ready to kill us for that, you know, but he bound by his word, so he just letting the clock roll. You know what I'm saying? But at the end, it ain't gonna be no talking. He gonna be like, why you didn't clean that up? So you see what kind of job we got for each other. This is work right now. I'm laboring right now. And a lot of y'all probably gonna get mad at me right now, but I'm at work. I'm fighting for just one of y'all to say, oh, I get it. I feel what he's saying with that right there. So I'm gonna deal with all kind of drama behind this just for that one person that's gonna say, I get this. I dig what he's saying. I'ma stop being angry. I'ma stop being scared. I'ma wipe my fear out. I'ma get my faith up. See what I'm saying? But that's what I'm here for. I'm here to suffer. My reward is not here. See what I'm saying? As he make this stuff plain to me, I'ma share it for the sake of the remnant trying to stop somebody from perishing. Yeah. So with that said, let's keep this going. He be ready to kill us for lacking faith. Let's get that and start getting up out of here. Hebrews 7:3-19. Wherefore, as the Holy Spirit said. So if you hear his voice today, hey, harden not your heart. Harden not your heart. Soften your heart up. Don't be stubborn. Don't act like you don't hear what's being spoken right now if it's becoming plain to you. Don't be like the Pharaoh was when Moses kept warning him about the Father. That's the same thing we doing when we harden our hearts and refuse to hear the voice of the Father. As in the provocation. As in the provocation. So we provoking him when we do that. As in the provocation in the day of temptation in the wilderness. As in the day of temptation in the wilderness. So this is speaking of the time after the Exodus under Moses, when the Most High used him to lead them out of Egypt. Let us read on. 9. When your fathers tempted me. When our forefathers tempted Ahiah. What's that? Tempting him. Causing him to want to jump up off the throne and show his power. That's tempting him. Deuteronomy 6:16, right? Thou shalt not tempt the Most High your power. This law set against that. And what else? When your fathers tempted me, proved me, and proved him, provoking him to prove himself, and saw my works 40 years. Saw his works for 40 years while he was out there performing all the miracles out there in that wilderness, splitting trees, raising up pillars of fire, raining angel food from the sky, and bringing rivers of water out of rocks and all that. And what else? 10. Wherefore I was grieved with that generation. Grieved with that generation. Our father was grieved because of that. We was unbelieving out there. We was ungrateful out there. Still crying and complaining. No matter what he did, we found something else to cry about. Just a rotten nation. You know what I'm saying? Grieving our father when it was time for us to have some faith. He was grieved by that generation. He telling us he hated that time in the wilderness dealing with us. And said, they do always err in their heart. They do always error in their hearts. How, Father? And they have not known my way. By not knowing his ways. That's how. All that stuff he was doing for us out there, nothing was enough. We still wanted to turn on him and build golden calves and all that and disrespect him when he didn't come through fast enough with the things that we wanted. Wow. Still like that to this day. After waking up in the super long captivity, bondage, and slavery. Still ain't learned nothing. But he ain't gonna play it this time after this is, this the last one. Yeah, but we still don't know his way. 11. So I swear in my wrath. So he swore in his wrath. He got fed up and what? What did you swear, Father? They shall not enter into my rest. So he swore in his wrath that our forefathers would not enter into his rest. So that means he was looking at us mad like I'm getting ready to kill y'all. And this is directly out of the book of Hebrews. So Paul right now is giving us an account on our dealings with the Most High regarding our faith. So he getting ready to relate to us, me and you, a message right now, today. Listen good to this. 12. Take heed, brother. Take heed, listen, and understand. Lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief. Take heed, unless you got an evil heart of unbelief in. So he's considering an unbelieving heart to be an evil heart right now. You see that? Family, this is serious iron. We on our last leg with this. This is the last chance we get. Let's keep getting. In departing from the living God, the living power. Kabang, this is the breach from the Most High. This right here is the separation that's gonna last forever. You are departing from him if you don't believe in him. Automatically, that's a departure. You done sailed out from him. Jump down to 16. Let's get out of here. 16. For some, when they had heard, did provoke. Howbeit, not all that came out of Egypt by Moses. So we had heard and we still provoked the Father and Moses, even after we seen that Red Sea get split for us and swallow up our adversary. 17. But with whom was he grieved 40 years? Was it not with them that had sinned? And what happened? Whose carcasses fell in the wilderness. Our carcasses fell in the wilderness. A carcass is a dead body, so he killed us for that. Let's get it some more. Why did he do that? Verse 18. 18. Into whom sware he that they should not enter into his rest? So who did he swear to that they should not enter into his rest? But them that believe not. But them that believe not. That's who. Them that believe not did not enter into his rest. So I'm not exaggerating this. This ain't coming out of my mind. It's coming out of this book. You see that? And what law is that breaking? That's taking his name in vain. That's taking up his name and his truth for nothing. You see how these laws keep tying back into each other? Faith is everything. You can't do nothing with the Father without faith, and he can't do nothing with you. Say it again, one more time. Want to get it one last time? Let's get it one last time. Get 19. 19. So we see that they could not enter in. And why couldn't they enter in? Because of unbelief. Kabang, boom, pow. There it is right there. Because of unbelief. Because of we not believing in him. That's him we ain't believing in. Now, are you starting to see why faith is so important and it is impossible to please him without it? We got to believe in the higher. And if we should believe in the higher, then we got to trust what he say and do it. We can't be tempting him with our unbelief. See what I'm saying? Here we are lacking faith, looking for some type of blessing from him, and in real life, he really getting ready to kill it. Feel me? That's the risk we running by letting our faith stay busted. Now let's get it on the flip side before we get up out of here. Matthew 17 and 19 through 20. Then came the disciples to Yasha apart and said, why could we not cast him out? So the disciples is asking Hamashiach, why couldn't we cast that demon out? You know what I'm saying? He had to go help him. But what did he tell him? 20, and Yasha said unto them, because of your unbelief. Because of your unbelief. That's why they couldn't do it. So we got to apply that to us today. Same reason why we can't conquer the same things we desire is because our belief in the Father ain't strong enough. We got to tap into that power of the Most High. That's faith. Takes faith to do that. Takes faith to do any of this. Can't do nothing without faith. And what's the opposite of faith? The opposite of faith is fear, huh? Like we was reading earlier, he didn't give us the spirit of fear, but of what? But of power, right? That's the opposite of fear. So that's what's happening. Our fear is bigger than the spirit of power that the Most High gave. And we got to reverse that. We got to flip it upside down. We got to put our faith up top and put our fear on the bottom, huh? And build that up and get that faith on swole. And again, what is our faith? Our faith is our level of belief in the Father. And if we should do that, then what'll happen then? Let us read on. For verily I say unto you, verily I say unto you, Yasha speak. So surely I tell you what? If ye have faith the grain of a mustard seed, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, in which a mustard seed is itty bitty, real small, tiny, 2 millimeters or smaller. But if you had faith that big, then what? Ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place. You will be able to say to a mountain now, you'll be able to tell that mountain, move to that place over there, move to this place over here, and it shall remove. And that mountain will get up and move over there for you, huh? Now that's if your faith is the size of a mustard seed. We don't even need faith that big to conquer the stuff that we trying to conquer on this earth. Do you see what this is trying to tell us? And nothing shall be impossible unto you. Nothing shall be impossible for you. And that's if it was the size of a mustard seed, barely even visible, a little bigger than a poppy seed. So think about what you could even be able to do if your faith was too small to even be visible. Sitting in your hand, sitting on your palm. You would be able to stop living life angry, wouldn't you? You would be able to find peace, wouldn't you? You'd be able to find ease, wouldn't you? The sole of your foot would be able to find rest, wouldn't it? Praise the high. Do you see where I'm going with this? You would get rid of that felon of eyes, wouldn't you? Your visions would start working out, wouldn't they? You would get rid of that trembling heart, wouldn't you? You wouldn't be scared of nothing, would you? You would not be worried about a bill, would you? Food, drinking, raiment. You would not be worried about that stuff, would you? If it's the size of a mustard seed and you can move a mountain with it, you would be able to move a little feast to your dinner table, wouldn't you? You would know that the weapons of our warfare is not carnal, wouldn't you? You would know that the Father will protect you, wouldn't you? You would know that the Father gonna handle your enemies at the judgment, wouldn't you? You would be able to tell Satan to get thee behind me, wouldn't you? You wouldn't have to steal nothing, would you? Depression wouldn't have not a chance with you, would it? You would be strong enough to clean up your mouth, wouldn't you? Praise God. Be able to carry on through this life of living sacrifice, wouldn't you? If faith the size of a mustard seed could move a mountain, then faith too small to see would be enough for you to have patience, wouldn't it? You would seek first the kingdom, and all of these things would be added onto you, wouldn't they? All praises to the great I am, Ahayabah Shem Yeshaya Wawawa. Whosoever have an ear, let him hear. Let us go forward from this track here with our faith turned up to the max. May somebody wax bold in their faith. I pray the seed fall on good soil, Pruning, BWO, keeping it active for the kingdom of the Most High. Gathering the Christ Church in these last days. I'm your brother, Brotha Bron7e. Happy Sabbath, y'all. Shabbat Shalom. 1 Timothy 6 and 12. Fight the good fight of faith. Lay hold on eternal life, whereunto thou art also called, and hast professed the good profession before many witnesses. Hebrews 11 and 6. But without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh unto the Most High must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.